Hello, and thank you for joining me. Today we are going to be talking about kind of the last feature of GeoGebra Classic Download, and this is the probability feature of GeoGebra. And so there's also some things you can do with statistics, but the focus of it is probability. So what we're on right now is distribution. And so for probability, we have a lot of different kinds of distribution that we can look at. Normal distribution, which is what we're on right now, chi-squared, gamma. So we have all these different options that we can choose from depending on what we're trying to look at the time. So let's just look at the normal distribution for now. And so as you see, it gives us the normal distribution as we typically see it with our mean and standard deviation listed up here. But we can change our mean and standard deviation. So if I were to change those values here, you'll notice that it's just going to change what my scale is down here at the bottom, but the distribution should still look the same because we are still looking at a normal distribution. Then you'll see these three buttons over here. And basically these buttons are for if we're trying to find the probability within a set of values, if we're trying to find for left-sided or less than a certain value, or right-sided or greater than a certain value. And so it's going to calculate that probability for you, and you can just determine what you want those values to be by typing in numbers here. So let's say I wanted to go between 2 and 7. Or you can click the little arrows here and just drag them, and you'll see your values down here changing as we drag them. So kind of two different ways that you can look at that there. So really it's the same thing no matter what distribution you choose. It's just you're going to change the values that you're looking at or drag on the graph here. So if you want to kind of play more around with those, you can do that on your own, but it's pretty straightforward with just the few options you have here to type in. Then we also have statistics view. And so for statistics view, this is where we're calculating different tests. So you'll see there's a bunch of different tests we can look at to calculate. So just sticking with the z-test of a mean here, you would type in what your null hypothesis is, then selecting for your alternative hypothesis. So right now, if we have equal to a value, the alternative would be not equal to. We can also do for less than or greater than, depending on what our null hypothesis is. Then again, for your sample set, you're going to type in your mean, your standard deviation, and the total number or quantity of what's in your set, and then it's going to give you all the results down here. And you can just kind of click around and you'll see, depending on which test you choose or which estimate you choose, you just have a few different things that you need to fill in. And once you fill those in, it's going to just calculate everything for you. So pretty typical for a test calculator that you might find on the internet or in your graphing calculator. Just now we have it integrated into GeoGebra. So that's all we have to look at for the probability and statistics of GeoGebra. Thank you so much for joining me today. There are some other tutorials on other features of GeoGebra, so if you're interested, feel free to check those out.